Another corporate governance question here. You are provided with the extract of the independent external audit report of Valiant Limited. Valiant, presented to the shareholders at the AGM, the annual general meeting. So here's the required note. In your answers, do not repeat your responses in the different questions. Yeah, they're talking to you. 4.1, explain the role of an independent external auditor. Provide just 1 point. Okay, I'm going to provide you with a couple. So an independent external auditor, they provide an unbiased audit report on the financial statements of the company. They're external. They've got absolutely no interest or relation to the company. It's going to be unbiased, okay? They're going to tell the truth, okay? Biased, they're kind of leaning toward something. So it's the unbiased audit report here. And they present an opinion on the fair presentation of the financial statements, or fair presentation there. And just overall, they protect the interest of the shareholders and the public at large, or literally any interested stakeholders. So 3 lovely points there. 4.2, choose the correct word from those in brackets and write the answer in the answer book and explain your choice. So Valiant Limited, they received a qualified, unqualified, or disclaimer of opinion audit report. Well, let's have a look at the information. So here's the extract from the independent external auditor's report on the financial statements of Valiant Limited. And in our opinion, the independent external auditor's opinion, the financial statements present fairly in all material aspects the financial position of the company. So that is key. Fairly. No funky business going on behind the scenes. In all material aspects, the more important aspects. Basis for the audit opinion and the audit evidence obtained is sufficient. So they were able to look at and sift through enough, and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. So this is literally the best kind of report that you can get. This is an unqualified report. So how do we know that? Well, there were no errors, there were no problems or no irregularities discovered. And the opinion indicates that the financial statement, it fairly presents the financial situation of the company. That is the unqualified report. What kind of audit evidence does the independent external auditor examine to verify the fixed assets of a company? Provide 2 points. To verify the fixed assets, when we discuss fixed assets, we're talking about LEV here, land and buildings, equipment and vehicles. So in other words, they can just, quite literally, confirm the physical existence of the items listed on the fixed assets register. So the physical existence, sorry, I know my handwriting is quite hectic compared to the Afrikaans and bio tutors. They're very good. Me, Goon, not so good. Okay, next, checking if the calculations of depreciation are done correctly. So just check if the correct rate of depreciation was used. Maybe they want to write off the assets a bit too much or too little. And some other ones like checking the invoice receipts against the cost price written on the fixed asset register, or just checking if the correct procedure was followed in the procurement of new fixed assets, maybe checking the registration or title deed to confirm ownership of the land, the buildings, whatever it is. Question 4.4, what are the implications of this audit report for the following, for the directors and shareholders? Well, look, the directors, they are ultimately responsible for the success or, the failure of the company. And this is a really nice report. So they will most likely be reappointed by shareholders, okay, those who have invested in the company. And it improves their credentials and reputation. So this is really good. We're super happy here for the directors. They're going to be reappointed, and it just reaffirms who they are. It improves their credentials and reputation. Shareholders, they're going to be really satisfied because their investment is going to be very safe. It's in good hands, and it will encourage further investment in the company. So shareholders also very, very happy. You're just stating 1 point in each case, so it's going to be 2 marks here and 2 marks there. Question 4.5, state 3 possible consequences for the independent external auditor if he was influenced by the directors of the company to deliberately provide the shareholders with an incorrect audit report. 3 possible consequences if they were influenced to deliberately. Well, for the auditor, as an employee, they could just be deregistered, just like that. Deregistered from where, you may ask? Erbach. This is the major accounting body that regulates their auditors. They could lose their professional license, even have the certificate revoked. Also, I know a lot of you guys like this one. Oopsie. So some kind of disciplinary hearing as well could happen. They could be suspended during the investigation. Their employment could be terminated. They could even face imprisonment. They could also be sued by the shareholders of the company. Why? Well, this is ultimately financial malpractice. But yeah, nice little corporate governance question here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.